Hello from my very messy living room. I think I've positioned everything okay here. In the TV reflection, I see Ruby, the beautiful little cat that we're watching for our friends. Um, she's over by the window in napping bliss. Anyway, want to give you another little clip about the book. This is 369 pages of poetry, short stories, and random stuff. The short stories you can wrap your mind around, the poetry you can wrap your mind around, but I thought I would give you just a random selection, whatever I turn the page to, of what this other stuff is, this small stuff. So I'm going to just go in here and just find little things to read, okay? This is January 3rd, 2018. Winter wait. That which I gained since Halloween. Winter wait, spelled differently. That which I do until the winter wait miraculously disappears. Okay. January 16th, 2018. Imagine choosing to come to Earth in human form. Would you live your life for you or live it for others? I imagine it's both, and that's okay. We're not all little princes stuck on our own planets. We're here together, and our joys, like our sorrows, are best when shared. Let me go further in, because I'm just in January still. Okay. Where am I going? Let me find a little clip for you. Okay. March 30th, 2018. Death has taken the bodies of souls very special to me, but because of the proof I received of life after death when I was just 24 years old, I no longer fear death as a real ending. I'm usually very careful not to proselytize or preach, so please know that I try very hard not to come across as too heavy-handed. So when I talk about anything related to my faith, I try to aim for morality versus immorality and not anything specifically religious. March 30th, 2021, right below this, we are creatures designed with flaws who know just enough about our source to understand that while we breathe, we are not meant to know perfection. I believe that. Don't try to be perfect here. Try to be better than you were yesterday. And this is April 9th, 2021. April 9th was my mom's birthday. Reading through the biographies of the saints, you'll quickly learn that not one of them was universally loved. They all pissed a lot of people off, in fact, and many were killed. It's a helpful reminder that being good is so much more important than being liked. I like being liked, so that's why I write about things like that. Here's a good one. June 11th, not that the others weren't, but June 11th, 2001, success is not a goal to be chased, but a demeanor to be demonstrated. Success is not a goal to be chased, but a demeanor to be demonstrated. June 11th, this is the same date but different year. That was June 11th, 2001. This is June 11th, 2021. So 20 years later on the same date, same day. It's important to note the men of Mary Magdalene's village let her build her reputation up for a while before they went to stone her. They had their way with her long before calling her a slut. It's like eating a 7-course meal, then trying to kill the chef for feeding you. This is June 11th, 2022, same date, 1 year later. The soul blows softly in the breeze of peace, even when the body's wrecked by storms of pain. I have other things here. This is June 12th, 2017. Some of you think you're getting away with your bullshit, your lies, and your ignorance. You're not. We see right through you. That's for me too, though. That's not just you. That's me. I criticize myself throughout this book, as you'll soon see. Listen to the wind. This is August 9th, 2016. Listen to the wind. It calls you by name. You may not understand it, though, because it doesn't call you by the name you know. And I added a note on this one. I like to believe we choose our eternal name after we die, so as to see ourselves as more than this temporary human self. That's just a belief of mine. In my religious fiction series, the first 3 books that I wrote, I have my characters choosing a new name at some point, because they you need to not think of yourself as just who you were for this very short period of time while you're on Earth. August 10th, 2016. I want to be wanted and I love to be loved, but my love for myself, it's always enough. Same day. A smile can light up a room even when you're alone. Choose to light your own rooms today. We'll go a little further. Trying to find short blurbs for you because they're everywhere throughout this book. October 15th, 2002. My mom is speaking to me in this. She was born on April 9th and she died on October 15th, and I randomly, totally randomly, I promise you, chose her birth and death date. So, Mom, thank you for blessing this little video. October 15th, 2002, this was 2 years before she passed, I wrote, "If my life is an open book, what page are you up to?" And on the 10th anniversary of her death, I wrote this about her. "It seems so wrong that you're gone so long, but feels so right that we knew your light." October 15th, 2022. So these are all by day of the year, and almost every day has something. And on sometimes several years in a row or several years, 1994, 2005, 2017, 2021 could all have something on the same exact day of the year. This is October 15, 2022. You don't have to be an angel to say no to a demon. I'm seeing these poems that I love, and even if you're not a poetry lover or a poet yourself, I really think you're going to like a lot of these. There's a couple of fun poems in here. One is about Yoda and Papa Smurf having a little conversation. Another is about Barbie and Ken. So there are all types of poetry in here. November 8th, 2022. I have always treasured the people I can be 100% open and honest with, and I would never betray the secrecy and privacy of others, even if we were no longer friends. And since we all have people who we're no longer friends with, those secrets stay here. They're in here. We could have a terrible falling out. They could say terrible things to me. I wouldn't betray their secrecy, and I would hope that they wouldn't betray mine. And November 12th, 2022, questioning theology doesn't diminish your faithfulness to the divine. It increases it. I'll just find one from December in here. December 17th, 2022, the worst of life is an ingredient in the recipe for the best of life. The worst of life is an ingredient in the recipe for the best of life. So no matter where you go in this book, and you can see I didn't have any post-its. That was just a random search for random stuff. No matter where you go in this book, there's all kinds of little tidbits that I hope you'll enjoy. And this is a very long video, but I'm happy with it. At least I'm saying that now. I'm going to rewatch it before I post this. Thank you. September 1st.